I knew it. Another Herdat Media production.
Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
Hey, guys.
Okay, Roxanne, she's like talking like so sad. She is sad though.
I mean, like, I'm not like in the happiest mood, but we did just have a Teresa interview, and you guys all are loving it. So, if you guys haven't listened, listen to Turning the Tables. That's where part one is. And then part two is with us. And I think part two is a little bit better. I'm not going to lie. So, let us know what you think. But that was such a fun thing to do. Chantel, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it was very light and positive, and I think from like what we're seeing of her cast members and her castmates, like they're doing the complete opposite. So I think like we wanted to go in and just like, she's still on the show, you guys. So it's not like we're interviewing like an ex, housewife where they're like can spill all the beans. She's still on the show. Like there's still potential for her to be on the show. So like we had to keep it light and positive, and I think and she wanted to do it that way too. So I think that just goes to show like how she's playing such a different ball game than they are. It's like you listen to their
Yeah,
interviews and they're just like bashing, bashing, bashing. And she
it's
like,
all about Teresa.
yeah. And like there were so many questions we wanted to ask, but it was just like, no, I'm not going to answer those. Not going to answer those. And it's like, I think it just goes to show, that that's not what she wants to play.
Yeah. So definitely listen to it. I mean, this was a really exciting thing for us. And,
Yeah. It
something
was
that,
crazy.
yeah, I mean, to have the biggest housewife in the world on our podcast it really is such a crazy accomplishment. Why are you laughing?
No, because it is like everyone was just like, oh my God, congrats guys. Like this is crazy. Like everyone was
It
just
really
like so
is.
happy for us. So I love that.
Unfortunately, I have it does suck because something did happen this week. A day before our interview came out, our Instagram account got suspended. We're working on Instagram to see if there is a solution, and it's a bummer. I mean, it's an account that we've grown for 8 years, and it's not because of it's not because of trolls or anything or none of that. So if any of those people are taking credit, like don't even. But um, it's something that we'll eventually talk about, and it's been a very hard thing. This is my baby.
Yeah. So just
Again,
prayers that,
yeah, like, that's our page of 146,000 followers, like, it's something that you grow. I feel bad for anyone who ever has Instagram issues 'cause it's, like, really non-existent to talk to someone, it's a lot, so it's been quite a bit, but we have a backup account that we just made, so I know a lot of times people are like, "How can we support you?" Well, please follow us on Instagram at allabouttrh_, because we're starting over right now with this backup, and then follow us on All About TRH podcast. And that's the best way you can support us right now. We're obviously on X, and we've been a lot more active on X, but Instagram again was our baby. So
yeah. I
um,
mean, that's just a very,
it's
very
been,
unfortunate situation.
yeah, it's been really, really terrible. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. So that is how you can support us. But moving on, Chantel, how did you feel Orange County was
Well,
today?
what's crazy is because like since there's no New Jersey, like this whole past week I've been trying to catch up on Real Houses of Dubai season 2.
Yeah,
And I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. I think it's amazing. And like I've been watching that like yesterday, the other day, even all day today. And then like all of a sudden I get to Orange County, it's just such a different vibe. So I was like, I don't know if like it was just weird watching what I was just watching to coming to OC, but it was a good episode. I was very entertained the whole time.
yeah, I thought it was such a good episode, and Dubai really is so good. So obviously, it's been a crazy week for us, and it's just been a lot. So I'm sure next week we're gonna get into Dubai since we've both been caught up and we actually do love it. And I feel bad because Dubai doesn't get credit. Like it really is hard to start a new show, a new
But it's
franchise.
amazing. It's such a good like season
Yeah,
1 was like they're getting their footing, and I still think
yeah,
there's some improvement that needs to be made, but it's actually really good. Like these ladies are bringing it.
yeah. No, I totally agree. But I still think like OC to me was so good. The whole episode was so good.
This
So
episode was really good. It was just funny. Like they're so different. Like you see all these glitz and glam, and like they're like,
I know.
like Dubai is money, like money, and then here you have like Tamara and them eating at their at her house with paper plates, like which we do that
That's
too. But it
me. I
just
love paper
yeah,
plates.
no, same. But like it's just so funny, like the difference.
When I don't have paper plates at the house, I'm sad.
I get, like, nice paper plates, though.
Okay, well, no. I get these, like these paper plates from Costco that are not, like, plastic. It's a w I don't know what the texture is. It's not a plastic plate.
Well,
It's
especially my kids. Oh my god, you I'm gonna go to
yeah.
Costco, I'm gonna get all the here,
I
eat your ass with
know.
this right
I
now.
know. Literally, because every second these damn kids are hungry, especially my kids go back to school. Well, Charlie starts on Monday. Today we went to their blessing of their backpacks, and that was nice. And, the priest comes in, bless their backpacks, and it was really cute. And they got to meet their teachers, and she goes back to school on Monday, and then Sloan goes back right after Labor Day. So I'm ready for this. I'm ready for them to go back, you guys. This has been
Yeah,
a lot a lot summer, so but I know I'm gonna miss them because I've spent this whole summer with them that I know I'm gonna miss it, like, so much just because 'cause I'm not used to that just because like, work and everything.
I know for sure.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's start with OC. So, I mean, Emily and Gina having friend issues. Actually, this is like the first time in Real Housewife history where things really feel real because these two are actually real friends outside of the show and they don't go after each other. So it's interesting to watch because feelings are hurt and it's again a real relationship.
Yeah, I always feel like it's like when they start to feel like insecure about their relationship, is it because like someone else is close to with someone else? Like it's just so funny to
Yeah,
see the dynamic, and that usually is where it starts.
right. So Jen asks Alexis if she wants coffee, and then Alexis starts talking about her period, and she's definitely ADD, right?
Oh, like 'cause she's like all over the place.
Well, no, I mean, like, she literally had asked her, "Do you want coffee?" And she's like, I don't get my period, and then sometimes I get my period." And I'm like, "Wait, what just happened?" And they're like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh, my whole point of explaining this or saying this is like," and I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, no, so I'm saying, is that why you think she has ADHD?
Yeah. Is it
Oh, okay.
ADD or ADHD?
It's the same thing.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I really don't think Shannon is lying about paying for everything, by the way. My heart hurts for
Absolutely
her.
not.
Yeah, like, my heart just hurts for her because to deal with these things and I can tell that she's just constantly thinking about it, and when she thinks about it, she's trying to wrap her head around it, and she just starts crying, but for her to know that she's paid for all this stuff, and then the one thing he pays for, he tries to sue her over, even her referring to paying 10K for a family trip and crying as she talks about it, it breaks my heart.
Oh yeah, you know what, you guys, I don't tear up at all, and like I literally almost teared up for her, and I was so weirded out by
Yeah.
me. But like I was just trying to put myself in her shoes and be like, if I had this ex that like when we did do this, and I would pay for him, and I'm complaining to my friends throughout the whole years of me doing this, and like, it did like deep down bother me that I always pay, and then now that I'm not his his girlfriend and he's suing me, like that would drive me bonkers. I would go crazy. I don't even know what I would do. I'd find any way to get back at him.
Yeah, no, it's honestly scare, like, you're a
Why can't
loser.
she sue him for, like, things that she paid for because it was,
Well,
like, gifts?
she doesn't wanna sue, she doesn't wanna get a lawyer involved, she doesn't
But she
wanna
already
spend money
is,
on
the
it.
lawyer's involved, so it's, like, counter his ass.
I guess. I mean, it's one thing for Shannon to deal with Alexis shoving the relationship with John in her face, but she has to deal with a lawsuit for a significant amount of money, and she's already been through this before, so
And
I'm
she's
just
dealing with her DUI case, like, this all at the same
yeah.
time. But it's funny because, like, the reason like, this him doing this and Alexis doing this, like, has made her look so good this season, like, not like people are just feeling bad for her. So I think it's, there's, like,
Yeah.
a positive to it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the majority of the ladies are supporting her through this whole thing, so that's nice to see.
Yeah.
Jen has to be the most perfect housewife ever. She says that her ex-husband started dating her good friend, who was her good friend during their marriage, even her interior designer. She says at first, she found out about it because she saw her at his house once they were divorced or whatever, getting divorced. And she says at first she was furious about it, but then she realized she loved her friend. So she understood that her ex-husband would. And that she says she just wishes co-parenting was easier. And to me, Jen is a definition of loving her kids more than hating her husband or her ex-husband because she just wants peace. And she's like, well, listen, if I loved her at one point, I can't be mad at him for loving her. And I just want us to all work together.
No, she really is amazing. She's very well spoken too, like when she's talking or when she's giving advice.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow. And then it was so funny how she was explaining like she saw her at school or something and she like went up to her window. Like I thought she was gonna say she threw something at her and all she was like doing is like basically saying that she was like cussing her out. I'm like, okay, that's nothing.
Yeah. Tamara shows Jen an Instagram video of her ex with her kids, and she gets emotional and she says it's hard seeing a man be completely different in his new relationship than he was in hers. And it's so crazy, you guys, because again, I know I always reference my work, but I work in corporate America, and like, those guys are so scary. And the men always end up like having a work wife or something. And you could tell that they treated their first wife, or they were just like, they have little kids, and they were always like complaining about their wife to all the girls. Like all the girls at work, they were always complaining about their wife. And it's like, well, you're not at home and she's at home, like taking care of your kids. Like that must be very stressful. Cause in my opinion, I've done both, and staying at home with the kids, it is the best gift when you are with your kids, but it's a job, and it's a thankless job. Like you're not making money for this. And so, and then like in my world where I work, a lot of the people work a lot of hours. And so they would, complain about their wife, and, just very stressful with their young children. And then they would move on to their second wife or girlfriend, and you see a complete different man. And I'm like, I'm sure that's all your first wife ever wanted.
I know, but it's so hard because like you get into this like rut and you get
Yeah.
into this like cycle. And I think that's a problem. I think is like if you guys can get out of that cycle, maybe they could act different. But when you're in this like constant like rut in the cycle of complaining and nagging on both sides and not appreciative from the guy and like all these things like that's at that point they're like, okay, no.
Well,
And then
I
they go
do
into
think
this relationship.
having little
Of
kids is
course.
also the biggest issue.
Yeah, of course, but then, like, look, they go into this relationship and they don't have little kids with this person, so this person's
Yes.
refreshed and sleepy and has slept a full
Yeah.
8 hours, so,
And
like,
it's
it's
not
like,
like tit for tat. Like me and like my husband and I, like we all, I feel like every couple like will have moments that where it's like, well, I did this, like you need to do this, right? And then like we'll like go to bed and we'll be like, dude, we're gonna miss this so much. We need to soak this in. And it just makes everyone way more at ease, like having those type of conversations. But I can understand why things are so tense with little kids. It really is like a very, like you said, Chantel, you're not refreshed, you're tired, you're
yeah.
not sleeping at all. One kid's sick, like, there's just so much to it. So, I just, I felt so bad for her in that situation, because now she's seeing him, and you could tell she's like, that's all I ever wanted from you. Anyway, so Tamara starts getting emotional, and she brings up Simon and how he took their daughter from her. But I'm almost positive one of her kids lives with her and doesn't talk to Simon. I think it's the son. So it's kind of the same thing. But she talks about the last time she saw Sydney. And I'm kind of surprised she's talking about even the last time she saw Sydney, because Sydney's biggest point that she has said over and over again is, do not
Don't
bring
bring my
my
name up.
name in the show.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I'm like, don't. Like, if she's asked you that a million times, just don't even do
I
it.
think
Just,
Tamara's hope is, like, one day she'll see this, like, and she'll show her, like, "See, I've always, like, yearned for you and wanted you," maybe,
I
and
guess.
maybe that's why she throws it in, but it's like, "Okay, like, why are you?" Because she literally told you don't.
I mean, Sydney has like gone on social media after an episode of Tamara talking about her, saying, stop talking about me. So that's the only reason I say that. But I get, Chantal, your side too, is like, maybe when she gets older and has her own kids and she watches back the show, if she ever does, she's like, you know, but I also
See,
can
like, I
see,
showed like, she can trying to show her
yeah,
proof, but
but I also can see Sydney like watching back and being like, Mom, you were so intense, and like you kind of sold yourself where you're so mean to people. And like I could
but that's
also
your
see,
mom, so it's like but,
I
like, maybe she
guess,
doesn't it's like her other kids love her still, and, like, I mean, like,
yeah,
they see what their mom does, but it's like, it's your mom, like, you always, like, are blinded by that, but
true.
maybe she's not because, like, she's
Yeah.
always did not want a relationship with her, but
Yeah.
I think the situation's sad. I do think Tamara should, like, walk on eggshells with
Yeah.
mentioning her name because it's like, what has happened.
Right. It is sad, though. I hope that they can one day,
Because
and
they have siblings with each other, so it's like she has
yeah,
all her kids from, except the older one with, Simon, and
Simon,
it's like
yeah.
they should all be able to be under one roof together.
Yeah, I know that's so sad
The
also. Yeah,
time
you're
has
so right.
passed.
To have, like, grown up, like, not with your siblings is
Yeah.
wild to
It's
me.
weird, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like siblings are what makes your childhood. So, yeah, I don't know. But then also, like, like, my brother was 6 years older than me. I barely saw him, and I had the best childhood. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
saw
for
him, but
sure.
I don't remember when I was a baby and he was 6, like, and then by the time, like, I was 6 and he was 12, like, just different worlds, you know? But,
Yeah.
like, I had my cousins, and it was the best thing ever. But that's why I always say today I saw you guys, that today I was at the Blessing with the Backpacks and set someone came up to me and they were like, "Roxanne?" And I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "From All About TRH podcast and All About TRH?" And
Who?
I
You
was
didn't even
like,
tell me that.
I forgot to tell you. I don't know, and I didn't get her name, and she's like, "I always interact with you on Instagram, like, I'm a huge fan." And she's like, "I listen to you guys, like, I am on like, you're the only" see, and she was like, "You're the only Instagram account I follow, like, all about TRH," and I was like, "It got deactivated," and she was, like, so sad for me, and I was like, "Yeah, I know, it's been so sucky," and she was just so nice,
Oh my
and so
gosh. Come follow the podcast one and let us know who you are.
I think she was on our podcast. She does follow our burn or oh my god, our, what's the what
Burner.
I
Girl,
know.
this is a official page.
Yeah, what is it called? Oh, a
Oh,
backup.
you're saying like the backup that you have.
No,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry, a backup. I don't know why I said that. So come follow our backup at allabouttrh_. But um yeah, like it was like really, I don't know, it was really sweet that she did that. That like also made my day and stuff. But why was I even talking about that though? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We're talking about cousins.
Oh,
And
oh, well, someone came up to me and they had 2 kids and they were like, "I really want another 3rd one, but I just know it will be a lot." And I had told her my situation and I was like to her, I just had a brother and I would walk into my cousin's house and they all had 4 because all of our aunts had 4 and 5 kids. My mom could not have more than 2. And also it struggled for 6 years in between. So it's actually really sad that she went through that. And I was just like, if you can, then, have 3 because like you're never going to go back and regret it. But at the same time, if you have to, I still have the best childhood, but make sure your kids are close with their cousins. Like make sure they're always surrounded by people their age, and you're close with like your in-laws even if you have to be just so that they can grow up with their cousins and stuff. Okay, sorry.
yes.
Yeah, maybe I should open up at Ask Advice Parent podcast. I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, well, because someone had said you should do that, and we remember we talked about it, we were joking about it, I think we were
I
talking about it on
know.
Patreon. Anyway, so Emily and Gina are playing pickleball, and Gina doesn't want Emily to be upset with her. Emily doesn't like things Gina is saying, and then Gina doesn't like Emily saying she kisses Heather's ass. Emily says Gina is up Heather's ass, and Gina says, "I don't want you to be aggressive, I know you're working on it, and I don't want you to be a bee," and Emily's like, "I'm 48, this is who I am, I'm not gonna change." And I kinda respect that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like we say that all the time to,
About our
people.
moms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing Gina and Emily though fight, again, it's tough because again, these are real friends. Even Gina wiping Emily's boogers, only a real friend would do that. And
Yeah, I know they're funny.
we need to point that out. But it's funny because Heather and Shannon hear the commotion and they stay behind. But I like seeing those two get along too. I really am loving this season.
Yeah, I think it's great because like it's like people are mending, like some people are mending and then some people are not. So it's like seeing the different dynamics like keep ebbing and flowing over there is good.
Yeah. Back over at Tamara's house, Alexis tells Katie that Heather is not like them and that she's sensitive, and Katie laughing in Heather's face when confronted was a no-no, which I can see. Katie does want to move forward with Heather, so I hope that even though they started rocky, they can get through it because I like Katie and I actually can see Katie and Heather being really good friends.
Yeah, I do too, and I like the way Alexis is the one thing finally this season that she comes out normal. It's like the way that she was approaching the situation, like trying to like have
Yeah,
Heather's back, but also try to explain Heather to her, so it gets through Katie's head of like, okay, maybe I should approach her a different way, and this is how I should approach her. So I did like how she said it to her.
right. Jen shoots it straight with Tamara and says she needs to lovingly have a conversation with Shannon. And Jen loves that they are good with one another. And it sucks because Tamara and Jen are no longer good right now. So it really
Uh
sucks that it
oh.
got to that. Alexis gets a call
Dude,
and she,
Tamara switches up so fast, you can't even
yeah,
see where she's going next. Like, it's so
I
crazy. It's like
know.
you don't even know what
So
the hell's
true.
gonna happen.
Yeah. Alexis gets a call and she breaks down and she's pissed at Shannon and keeps bringing up there's a lot that she knows that Shannon wouldn't want her to know that could ruin her life. And I don't know, Alexis, is that not a red flag for you that your man is acting like this about an ex? Are you not scared? I don't understand. It's just
I
crazy
know.
because it's crazy because Alexis is getting this emotional about her ex who is the one filing a lawsuit when he can just end this and move on.
100%. And like, why do you want this person to keep being brought up in your relationship?
Yeah, right. Um, It's crazy though because I don't know what I was saying. I was just reading your text message because you texted me during this and I got distracted.
Oh, no, I just remembered, like, a clip we can do for the
Oh, I
podcast we did
know.
with
Yeah, I
Teresa.
did. I did cut it out. I did do that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll put it out tomorrow. But anyways, so not Gina kicking out Travis and remodeling her home for her and her kids,
I mean, they
but
needed the remodel, but thank you, Lord.
Chantal.
No, thank you, Lord, like, what?
No, wait. What are you talking about? Imagine if roles were reversed and Travis did that. Like, imagine right now if Travis kicked out
I
Gina
know, but I'm
and
saying
said
that
you and
the
your kids need to
state
go.
of that house, it needed a
Sure, yeah,
remodel.
like, that's fine, but I'm just saying, like, imagine right now a man did that to his girlfriend, then remodels his house, but didn't remodel it when all the kids were there. Like, are
I
you fucking
know.
kidding me?
She's doing a lot, that's all I'll
Like,
say. I'm like, he's a very patient man, like,
oh my
I would
gosh,
be like, "What are you
I'm
doing?"
shocked
Like,
his
just
ego is not, like, through
I
the roof.
know.
Like, oh my god. If I was Katie, by the way, I would feel like Gina isn't a good friend, and she talks about it with Emily, and at the end of the day, Gina isn't loyal to Katie because she switched up so quick.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I wonder if they were really friends outside of the show because we know, how that goes.
Yeah, I think the o no, I really don't think so. I think they only met one time at Son's party, and, like, then that's a friendship.
Yeah, maybe. Gina meets with Tamara to see how their trip is, and Tamara says that Alexis is too much. And Tamara is literally friends with Alexis to piss off Shannon and stir shit up because there is no way that Tamara likes her. If you go back and look at the seasons that Alexis was on, Tamara hated Alexis so much. She literally could never move forward with her. And Alexis hasn't changed one bit. So it makes no sense to be able to tolerate her now, but she couldn't have tolerated her then.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, again, she's the way she switches up is so fast, so it's like, you never
Yeah.
know who she wants to like for the season, who she doesn't wanna like, who she doesn't get mad at. She's so, like, I would never wanna be in her brain.
Yeah. Tamara is ready to judge. So get that pun, no pun intended.
Oh, yeah, 'cause Tamara
Okay.
Judge.
Yeah, Tamara's ready to judge. So she's like, "Did Shannon drink?" And it's just like annoying that she even like just immediately asked that question. Because again, it's not because she cares; it's because she wants to just talk shit.
You're like, "Why are you always, like, asking
I
about
know.
that?"
Emily is right though. She talks about the John Alexis stuff, and she's like, if John and Alexis are so fucking happy right after the sunset, why are they trying to ruin Shannon's life? And it's absolutely true. If you're truly happy, let go of your ex, you weirdo. And then you had your girl bring her on the show, your girl come back on the show. If you guys were happy, she would never need to come back on the show.
Agreed.
What would John get as an ex, by the way, releasing ring footage apparently of Shannon almost running into his daughter? I'm sure Shannon has so much from John that would make him look horrible and she hasn't threatened it, but what is John getting out of this?
Yeah, you know what it is though? It's because, like, she ran over into a house with her DUI, so, like, showing another video could maybe get her in trouble. It could maybe do something with that. So that's why I think Alexis keeps saying it can ruin her reputation, it's gonna ruin her life because I think for that aspect, because, like, no one gives a shit then, Alexis.
Yeah,
Like, if she didn't have any legal problems and they sent that video where everyone's like, "Hey, no one likes you guys." So, like,
right.
it's again, it's an ex. Like, when you guys are exes, it's a reason, and, like, stop, like, people are gonna be crazy towards each other.
Yeah,
So, like, we can't listen to them half the time.
I know. I really do love Jen and Ryan's relationship because you really feel the love and the fact that they really are so into each other. You can just tell that they're actually best friends. And I love that. But I was dying, Chantel, because when I saw Jen teaching her son how to be a good man for his future wife one day, I'm like, she's mother in law goals.
Oh, yeah, for sure, same.
Did you even see that scene?
Yeah.
Okay, because you seemed confused at first. I was
No,
scared.
no.
But yeah, I thought that was great. And I'm just like, damn, Jen is like the perfect wife, the perfect ex-wife, the perfect mom, the perfect friend. I'm like, Jen is so
No,
great.
she really was so good,
Yeah,
I swear if they keep
yeah,
putting her more in, like, the episodes, like, you see more. I love
yeah,
watching
of
her.
her. Yeah. Tamara is meeting Shannon, and we know it's going to be a shit show. Tamara thinks Shannon should be reaching out to her, which is wild. This dinner is off to a horrible start. Tamara says Shannon should have called her, and then Shannon reacts, and Tamara starts mocking her. I would have walked away. I would have left right away. I would have been like, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not doing this shit with you.
seriously.
Shannon tells Tamara how she has seen her in situations, and Tamara's like, or she tells Tamara like, I've seen you in situations too. And then Tamara's like, but have I drove a car into a house? And again, Tamara didn't go in there to solve things initially, so Shannon walks away, and Shannon needs to protect her peace. And the only thing affecting Shannon this moment is not the drinking; it's Tamara. So like that's what will make her drink probably is you stressing her the fuck out.
But this sit down got me so annoyed, but go.
Shannon comes back and she has had a horrible day. She tried to settle this lawsuit with John, and he said he wouldn't take anything under 75. So Shannon will need to do a payment plan. And John is truly an embarrassing loser and a poor excuse of a man. And I'm shocked Shannon's even telling Tamara any of this because I would have a hard
Yeah.
time doing
This
that.
is
Yeah.
this is why I'm so pissed off at Shannon and like and then when then okay, keep going.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, Tamara eventually says, like, I don't want you to go through this. I want to be there for you. And then she invites Vicky and Shannon
Yeah. And
to her
then
next event.
yeah, and then Shannon gets so happy like a freaking parent telling their kids, "Let's go get
Yeah.
ice cream" when they're bad. And it's like, "Really?" It's like, "Ew,
Right.
like you're acting so desperate. Like why are you even acting like this is like something you really want to go to? You say no to that."
Yeah, I
Like your
know.
friendship is not okay and it won't be okay. Like let her show you more with actions that she's going to be a better friend to you. Not one
Right.
time inviting you so she can like probably make fun of you and invite Alexis and your ex there.
Right. Yeah.
No, I was pissed.
I know. Well, I'm just glad we're gonna see Vicky.
Oh yeah.
I love seeing Vicky. Like, I just like the OGs. I like watching OGs.
I know.
But then, then there comes along really good new housewives, and I really, first off, Jen, perfect addition. I've never seen a better new housewife, especially in the last couple of years. They've sucked, and then Katie honestly is pretty good too.
Yeah, I agree.
I have no
And they
complaints.
all have like younger kids still too, which I think is always important
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think that's all that happened in this episode. I think it was a good episode, but you guys, I'm not really myself right now, so I think that's all I got in me today. So.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm definitely going through it. So I'm not going to lie and pretend to be all happy right now. So I'm trying to be positive and that's all that I can do. But just thank you guys for supporting and just being there for us because I don't know. Sometimes we're like, I don't even know how we have this. So we really do appreciate you and thank you. And we love you guys. And we hope you guys enjoyed our interview with Teresa. We're going to have our Siggy interview next week come out. So stay tuned for that. But
Yes.
I hope it was a nice surprise for you guys. Thank you guys.
Bye guys.
Bye.